Hi, Jeff Fennick here from Australia, former three-time world champion. Started boxing in 1981, represented Australia at the Olympics in 84. Won my first 3 fights, and then my last fight against the Yugoslavian was overturned by the international jury. Steve McCrory went on to win the gold medal. I turned professional immediately after that, 1984, and after 6 professional fights. In my 7th professional fight, I fought for the world title, for the IBF World Bantamweight title. And I was able to become world champion after only 196 days. It was the shortest time ever for a professional boxer to win a world title. That record still stands today, my 7th professional fight. Very, very lucky also. About 4 or 5 fights later, I was able to fight the Olympic gold medalist, Steve McCrory, in a fight billed as Olympic revenge. I was able to eventually knock Steve McCrory out in the 14th round in a defence of my IBF world title. A year later, I won my 2nd world title. I won the junior featherweight WBC world title against Samad Pakaroon from Thailand. I won that in the 4th round knockout. So I won 2 world titles, which made me the first Australian ever to achieve that feat. A year later, I moved up another weight division after defending that title 3 times. I moved up to the featherweight division, and I fought a Puerto Rican named Victor Callejas, who was a very, very dangerous puncher from Puerto Rico. I was able to defeat him by stopping him in the 10th round and becoming one of only 11 fighters at that time to hold 3 world titles. So my dream was to be the first boxer to win 4 world titles and to be undefeated. I ventured over to Las Vegas to fight one of the great fighters of all time, an African by the name of Azuma Nelson. We fought at the Mirage at Las Vegas on the undercard to Mike Tyson and Razor Ruddock. I think most people who watch the fight realise that, again, I was handed a pretty rough decision, but Azuma Nelson was a great fighter. I was robbed of my opportunity of winning my 4th world title. I continued to box for a couple of years after that. I tried to fight for that world title against Azuma Nelson, which I was defeated against Azuma Nelson. I moved up another weight division to fight for the world title against Philip Holliday, where I was also unsuccessful. After that, I retired from boxing. During that time of retirement, I was very, very lucky. I was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota, New York, which was a huge highlight for me. In 2002, I was voted Australia's greatest ever fighter from the WBC, which again was another huge honour because Australia's had some great boxing champions, Costa Zoo, Lionel Rose, Jimmy Carruthers. So to be voted Australia's greatest ever fighter was certainly a huge highlight for me. After all my boxing career was over, I decided to get back in and do something for the sport that had done so much for me, and I began to train boxers. Slowly, as I began to train them, I began to manage them and also promote. Today, I'm one of Australia's leading boxing trainers and promoters. I train a host of great fighters. I have 4 guys who fought at the Australian Olympics in 2000 at Sydney that are all doing very well. Today, I'm going to show you some interval training with one of those boxers by the name of Hussein, who at the moment is the #1 flyweight in the world. Hopefully by the time this is released, Hussein could be the flyweight champion of the world. I'm very confident in that. And today we're going to show you our early preparation of interval training. This is a very important part of our preparation early before we fight. We try to have at least 8 to 10 weeks preparation for each fight, and the first 2 weeks is very, very intense interval training. And today Hussein and I are going to show you what we do in our gym. As a part of our interval training, obviously we do our stretching prior to this, and then we do a warm-up. I'm going to show you a little bit of our warm-up, and then I'm going to show you the work that Hussein puts in to make sure that he's able to box 12 3-minute rounds when he fights for the world title. Well, this is Hussein, and first he's going to do a little bit of shadow boxing just to warm up, make sure his muscles are loose. He's already a little bit of stretching prior to this, but now he'll just shadow spar, and then we'll put the interval timer on, and we'll do some pad work. Just loosen up. It's very important that when these guys are loosening up or shadow boxing, they go through the routine they're going to do when they punch. So going through their full punch motion is very, very important. If he only punches halfway through a motion, he might hurt a muscle or injure himself when he gets into the interval training. So it's very important that Hussein, while he's doing this, goes through the full range of punches and the full movement. This is our interval training where we do 30 seconds of punching non-stop to the body, so it's underneath punches. We do this for 3 minutes of solid work. 30 seconds under, and I'll show you the next routine. Trying to make sure the hussey's posture's right and he's punching with power to the body. And then we do the punching over the top. Making sure that his hands are going back to the face all the time. He's using his hips. Very, very important to have good posture with your legs. If his legs are in the right position, he'll transfer his power properly. To make it a little more difficult, I'll just move out slowly to make sure that he extends those arms all the way out to me. And one of the most important things about holding these pads is that I'm not pushing these onto Hussein. I'm letting Hussein do the work. A lot of trainers in the sport today, they push the pads onto their boy they're training. You've got to let them do the punching. Back down we go. Again, I'm just taking the weight of the pads. I'm not pushing down, trying to slap down. It's not about getting speed. It's about doing it correctly. And back up we go. So it's been 30 seconds down, 30 seconds up, 30 seconds down, 30 seconds up for the entire 3 minutes. This will get the heart rate right up. At the end of this 3 minutes, Hussein would have thrown over 500 punches, well over 500. And down we go. Again, we're going to try to keep the intensity up for the full time, for the full 3 minutes. It's my job to motivate him, to push him through it, and to make sure he's punching correctly at all times. And what we try to do for the last 30 seconds, especially when it gets about 15 seconds, we really try to pick that intensity up just before the rest period. And as you know, in boxing we have a minute break between rounds. So in the interval training we try to give them 30 seconds break. So when the time comes in the fight and they have the minute, they really appreciate that. Extra 30 seconds means a real lot. As we go up for our last 30 seconds now. And we count it down. I'll start to make the same. Pick the pace up. Pick it up, hussy. Let's work it hard. Push that body hard, son. Come on. Work it hard. Drive the body hard, Huss. 10 seconds to go. Let's pick it up. Come on, pick it up, son. And time. Now we're saying we'll have a 30-second break, and then we'll repeat the same thing again. We repeat it 3 or 4 times over to really get that heart rate working, to make sure we know that when the time comes for Hussein to fight, 3 minutes of solid work, that he's ready to do it. Interval training is very, very important, especially early in your preparation. Our 30 seconds is up. Time to work again, Huss.